What up, good people? This is your man DJ YM, and I'm your new favorite DJ. And welcome to the Rally Point, where always I'm joined by my lovely co-host, my best friend in the world, Miss Lady J. Miss Lady J, what's good?
What's good, E? Let's get it. It's another good day.
I hope so, Jay. And you know what I say? Every day above ground is a good day because it's another day to be able to do something different. All right, Miss Lady J, Miss Lady J, Miss Lady J. I got a couple topics that I want to talk to you about today. The first of which is kind of, one of those heavier topics again. The last two are more, the second one is kind of heavy, but the last one is kind of fun, right? So first, here in Arizona, right here in Arizona, there was a situation where law enforcement arrived on scene at a gas station here in Arizona, and they were basically told, "Hey, this guy, assaulted me and took my phone, and that's the man over there." And they pointed to some random black dude across the street, right? So it was an African American individual, and the police didn't ask any questions. They went straight to hands on, right? And not knowing that this guy was deaf and couldn't understand the directions that the law enforcement officer was giving him. And the dude kind of pushed the cops off, like, "Bro, what are you doing?" Right? So they ended up tasing him 4 times and striking him multiple times. I think the news report said upwards of 11 times, right? So it's like, man, we must have been doing it wrong in the military because we at least had to ask a question. You know what I'm saying? It's like the civilian law enforcement. It's like, whoop ass now, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy to me. So you just roll up on this random dude from an eyewitness account, which we know are normally unreliable, right? They're normally not as reliable as we would like to think that they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was later found out that this individual had nothing to do with what happened in the gas station, but a judge ruled that the police officers were in the right. Help me make sense of this, Jay. Like, say something to help me make sense of this.
Yeah, that's what we doing. And that's how we roll. And you supposed to comply in any issue that you have, whether it's a cognitive, social, or if you have a diagnosed or undiagnosed mental illness, you still about to catch these hands because they're not trained to deal with that. And it's not just in Arizona and Phoenix, it's everywhere. This is just what law enforcement looks like. And you have to remember that the foundation of law enforcement comes out of slavery and retrieving runaway slaves.
Right.
Therefore, that don't go nowhere. That's there. That's deeply ingrained. This is exactly why when things happen, even if it's a active shooter event and the suspect is non-melanated, they're typically taken into custody unharmed. And of course, very much alive. They're treated well, spoken to with respect. If they are 19 or younger, it's a teenager.
Uh-huh.
They have some type of stress in their life. It's all of these different things that go into it. And yes, they expect for those of us who are melanated to just shut up and color, just accept it. This is what it is. We're going to continue to mistreat you. We're going to always assume that you are guilty, even if it's proven innocent. You're just guilty this time because clearly you did something at some other time. And we know what it is. Being in walking around in this hue is an indictment.
It definitely
I know
seems that way.
I know you tired of talking about it, but this is just what it is.
I am. I really am, Jay. Like, it's to the point now where it's like every we could feel a whole show about just law enforcement beating the hell out of people of color. We could fill a whole show for weeks on end with just that. And me being a person that was a part of the law enforcement community, you know what I mean? I understand, that things are rapidly evolving, right? And you have to make a decision in essentially the blink of an eye, right? You have to make this decision. And that's also part of the reason why um, there's the qualified immunity, right? Because of how rapidly law enforcement has to make a decision. But that doesn't stop these situations from being overly frustrating because it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. And at this point, it's like, yo, I may as well just stay in the house. But then, even with staying in the house, they'll end up coming to the house, and now I got to deal with some foolishness at the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sickening at this point. And I'm tired. I am really, really tired. And it's absolutely frustrating. And I don't know what more to do as a law abiding citizen. I don't.
There is nothing more. Um, Unfortunately, the way things are for us and specifically our children, there is nothing else to be said or done. The truth of the matter is, what used to be a thing is no longer a thing. That if you comply, you're respectful, you don't make any sudden moves, you don't get mouthy, you don't resist arrest, you live. And as long as you really didn't do nothing wrong, you'll be fine. Which, in true, prior to the ubiquitousness of phones and recordings, we didn't know that that wasn't the case even then.
Right.
That was actually never the case.
Right.
That was just the best hope that we had. That if we complied and if we weren't mouthy, that, our kids would make it home, that our loved ones would make it home. And it's so deeply ingrained in us that, unfortunately, when Sandra Bland was murdered, the first thing that came out of people's mouths of all colors and creeds was, she must have been talking back, as if that's justification. But it's the idea that we have these police officers who are nothing more than bullies, and you know how I feel about them.
Uh-huh.
If you scary, you should be the last person with a weapon and a badge. If you somebody that you can't be that person or be respected or feel good about yourself without that badge and that weapon, that means you scary. That means the first time somebody challenges your authority, you're gonna have to show them. And you shouldn't have it.
I mean, Jay, but what's even worse about the situation, right? For me, right? I've been pulled over. I've dealt with law enforcement, on different occasions, both on the right side and on the quote unquote wrong side of the law. I've never been in any major trouble, traffic tickets. You know what I mean? But the first thing I do is I keep my mouth shut. That's the very first thing I do. They come up to the car. I don't move until that officer gets to the car, right? And ask for the information that he needs: license, registration, proof of insurance, right? Nowadays, we used to have a proof of insurance in a glove box, but you know what I mean? Nowadays, everything's on your phone. You know what I'm saying? So, but I still keep a paper copy of my insurance in my car, right? A lot of states have gone away from having to have that tangible paper copy, but I still keep a paper copy of insurance in my car. You know what I mean? I keep my registration where it's supposed to be. Some states don't require you to keep the registration in the car. Oklahoma was one of them, because when they ran the tag in Oklahoma, they give you all of the information when they run the tag, right? To include, if the car is registered, who is registered to, et cetera, et cetera. But I still keep a paper copy of all of that information handy and in my car, because I'm going. And then my registration is in my glove box, or It's in my armrest. I'm going to reach with my right hand into my armrest, pull the armrest up. I'm gonna reach and get the information that you require. My wallet is in my left or my right back pocket, or wherever the wallet is. The wallet's sitting here in the center console, and I'm going to reach into my wallet. Like it's like that. And then after that, I don't say another damn word to them, because they are not your homeboy, right? Even in situations where the cop is like, man, I see you a veteran, man. You know, you know better. Or, oh man, when I was active duty, man, I see you active duty, man. You know better, man. I'm gonna give you a warning this time, or whatever it is that they're going to say. You know what I mean? Because I've had my fair share of tickets in my life. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think it hasn't been as fair, because some cops is like, yo, you a cop too? Yeah, I'm definitely writing you a ticket. But yeah, I've dealt with that too. But
that's unfortunate.
But you know, I make sure that you know, I give them all the information, and I don't have nothing else to say. Hey, where you headed to? Honestly, that's none of your business. Where I'm going, where I came from, you know what I mean? Whatever it may be, that's none of your business. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to help you with your investigation. And that's the way I feel about it, Jay.
Well, I mean, that's interesting. Well, I guess it's different too, because I'm a female. So a lot of
Right.
times, you know, they chatty, and I'll just be sitting there like, as long as they don't ask me to step out the vehicle, they not leaning into my vehicle. You know, if they flirt, I'm definitely flirting back. I'm not trying to piss off no cop. That's just what it is. Even if it's a female, and especially if it's a female officer
Right.
and she flirty, all of a sudden I might like wet chicken. Cause baby, listen, I don't got time. Cause sometimes female officers are worse.
They are, a lot of times,
because they have something to prove, and I get it because I'm a woman. But
Right.
if they start flirting or they ask me to do something, I do my best to comply. I do my best to not antagonize them
Right.
or be difficult, because I try to always keep in the forefront of my mind that every police officer is not excrement, you know, a piece of
Right.
excrement. They really are people. They just want to make it home. And it really is good cops out here that just, you stuck on a job where you trying to make a difference, and it's so many people out here who are not.
Well, Jay, what I'll say is that I'll err on the side of caution. All right, Miss Lady J, I want to talk to you about the Federal Wiretap Act. What you know about that? What you know about that? So, it's also known as the Electronic Communications Act, ECPA, or Title I of the ECPA, which is a law that prohibits unauthorized interception, use, or disclosure of wire, oral, or, and here's the key point, Jay, here is the key point, electronic communication. So guess what that means? Emails, text messages, even phone calls, you know what I mean?
DMs.
Yeah, oh man. Woo.
Snapchat.
Boy, this year is the year of the cheater, I guess, right? Because with Apple and iOS 18, and then the Federal Wiretap Act, man, look. The reason why I say this is because I ran across a TikTok of a young lady who's she's a lawyer, and her specialty is family law, right? And she said she was sitting in court, right, listening to, you know, another case before her. And as the lawyer tried to enter the text messages as evidence of the husband's infidelity, the husband's lawyer chimed in and was like, hey, you may want to advise and admonish the plaintiff of their Fifth Amendment rights of not self-incriminating. Additionally, you may also want to talk to her lawyer too, because the Federal Wiretap Act, anyone? And the judge was like, you know what, you're right. So I'm going to give us I'm going to put us in recess, and you may want to talk to a criminal lawyer while we're in recess. Yeah. I don't know the precedent that this is going to set, Jay, because unless you at this point, unless you walk in and catch your spouse getting it in with somebody else, you can't even use none of this in court now. You know what I'm saying? Text messages, screenshots, or nothing. But what about the other side though, right? If you
So
got it from
here's
the
the
mistress.
thing. So here's the thing. It was never really in most states anyway, because most states are, not most, but a lot of states are no fault anyway. So it's kind of like it's the fact of in court, nobody cares about that. They don't care. And that's the part that for a lot of people, when infidelity is the reason for the dissolution of marriage, it's a slap in the face. It
Right.
makes people feel like the person is getting away with it. And they want it entered on the record. So they want it on the docket, like, hey, this is the reason why we're breaking up. And
Right.
and honestly, it's more of an ego thing. I don't think it's going to have this big impact like what people are expecting it to. And the reason why I say that is for what? Nobody really cares unless it's them. It's only going to impact the cheaters and the people they cheating on. Nobody really cares.
But Jay, wouldn't it have an impact in situations where if there is a let's say there's a prenuptial agreement, right?
Mhm.
Wouldn't that have an impact on a prenuptial agreement because you would have to prove infidelity. And if that's all the proof you have that you can't use in court, wouldn't that affect it?
Well, I mean, there's ways to be able to get that. Usually in cases like that,
Uh-huh.
um, you're not it's like in the military, you not necessarily gonna catch that person in the act, but there's a red herring. So situations where she comes up pregnant and the baby's not yours,
Right.
or he has an outside child, the woman, and let's say the person that they're having an extramarital affair with is getting into it. There's an argument. It's other ways that you can document it and corroborate it. Like 9 times out of 10, a woman not just coming to your house holding no baby that look like, the husband. And 9 times out of 10, ain't no man just, calling your wife for no reason. Like it's something that's
Uh-huh.
going on there, and it's gonna be a situation like that. You know, that's what I would expect to happen because, yeah, with this, and to be fair, let's just be honest. We know that this is not as much as people gonna try to make it be to protect cheaters.
Right.
It's more or less. I'm gonna put it to you like this. It's for them big, big, big people. That's for them big, big fish.
Uh-huh.
This one of them times where the rich people got something for them and it benefit us all. It
Right.
rarely happens. We just gonna have to take our W where we can get it.
I hear you, Jay. I hear you. Not that I anticipate ending up in a situation like this. You know what I mean? But it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Because if we're being honest, a lot of the situations that happen, you know what I mean, with infidelity and such, this is how they get their information. You know what I mean? So if it's a community Facebook page, right? Does it count then? You know what I'm saying? Or if it's because she even mentioned that in states where a phone could be considered community property, it doesn't give you the right in community property states either.
It doesn't.
So I'm just curious. You know what I mean? I just wonder. How they gonna catch you now? I mean, they may still
I
catch
think
you.
it. I think the loophole in that would be those people that have those share Facebook page.
Uh huh.
Jack and Jill.
Right.
Q Public Facebook pages,
Right.
stuff like that, because it's a community thing, or like sometimes when people have joint email addresses and
Right.
things like that.
Right.
But the point is when you're taking screenshots. So that's what it is. When you actually go into somebody else's phone, or even if you're taking pictures of their messages You know how, like, remember not too long ago where that dude went viral because he was texting somebody else
Right.
and a woman was sitting behind him and she was taking pictures of his messages?
Uh-huh.
Like that, those type of situations. But
I don't
people need
know.
to just, we're gonna have to just start minding our own business because baby, girl, don't even call me and just tell me on the phone.
I don't know, Jay. I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. But
I
so,
mean, them conversations in them dating apps and everything,
uh-huh,
Lord. Mm, mm.
uh-huh. So,
Well,
how familiar are you with the movie Why Did I Get Married?
very familiar.
All
The
right.
eight, the 80/20.
All right. So, Richard T. Jones, the actor who played Mike in Why Did I Get Married, decided to, little bit of, nostalgia, right? So he posted a TikTok of him sitting on the plane, and the caption said that he had to make Sheila, or Jill, the character that Jill Scott played, Sheila, he had to make her drive again, right? So then
Mm, mm,
Tasha
mm.
Smith, right? Tasha Smith, the actress who plays Angela in the movie, has Marcus, aka Michael Jai White, come up from behind, and basically like they continue to play along. So now Malik Yoruba, I'm waiting on you. You know Janet ain't gonna do nothing. Tyler Perry, I'm waiting on you.
You don't know. You don't know. Man, Janet may surprise us and be like, I told you guys fight fair. You fighting dirty.
I hope that she plays along. And then Sharon Leal, the actress that played Diane, she was the wife of Tyler Perry in the movie. I'm waiting on y'all because like I like it's funny, you know what I mean? Of course in the movie it was like, man, that's messed up. But here in the real world, you know what I mean? It was funny. I thought it was dope, you know what I mean? And then for a lot of the cast to, a part of the cast to play along with it, it would be dope if other cast members, played along with it as well. What do you think, Jay?
Man, listen, I think it's cool because like we as a whole give Tyler Perry a hard time about his movies and we say it's the same old lines over and over again. It's the same plot. But I think that was actually one of his better movies.
Okay.
And I think that was such an iconic thing when she's like, okay, I'm going up this mountain to save my marriage. Shoot, women can identify with that the dumb mess you be doing. He didn't showed you, he didn't told you, baby, he don't want you and you still in la la land. You thinking that you about to make it work and he ain't even thinking about you. So baby, listen, I want to see them play along and see how far they could take it. Yes, Lord.
Right.
But again, though,
I know,
again,
right? Because so she ended up getting with what is that guy's name? Troy.
Troy.
Yeah, Troy. She ended up getting
Ranger
with
Troy.
Troy.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah,
Amen.
and the actor
God
that plays
bless.
that is, you better
Because
stop
only
it.
you can prevent force like you like.
Look at you. But Lamont Rucker is his name. They ended up getting together in the second movie. So, he got a really funny comeback. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. We was married the last time we was together. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that, for them to play along, man, I think it's dope, man. Like I think it's dope, and for them to have that type of camaraderie, after a movie, because a lot of times they say in these movies they acting, and after it's over, it's over. You know what I mean? So I hope that the rest of the cast decides to play
Well, just
along. I
be
really do.
alone.
I would be most
Come
surprised.
on outside and play with us, Janet.
I know, right? I would be most surprised if Janet Jackson does a response. That's who would surprise me the most.
I wouldn't. I would not. I'm hoping we get a response from Miss Jackson.
For Miss Jackson.
Yeah, because we nasty. It's
Oh my God.
2024. People ain't washing their hands. Come on. Come on.
But she can't respond as Miss Jackson. She gotta respond as
I know.
Patricia.
That's why I said she gonna be like, oh Mike, we talked about this. Sheila, I know Troy is devastated. I know he's devastated. I know that would be so good. That would be
Lord.
so dope.
I mean,
I want
I
to
think it would
see
be
it.
dope. I really do hope that Janet responds. You know what I
She
mean?
will.
I think
I got hope.
it
I
would be
got
funny.
high hopes.
It would be funny if Tyler Perry responded. You know what I mean? Like I think it would be funny. But we'll see.
I
And
think
then
after everybody responds, he should come on there and be like, see, this the problem. You ought to be working on us and you on here thinking about what's going on with them. Because he was mad. He was not getting none in that movie. He
And
should come
then
on there and be like, and I'm still not getting none. This is why
right.
we got a divorce.
And then backdoor it with Why Did I Get Married 3?
You're right. You're right.
Because I mean, what better way to get people interested?
Why did I get remarried?
Yeah, that too. But that's generally how like a lot of these movies and such, get the footing to be done again. But Tyler Perry got his own studio in Atlanta, so he can kind of do what he want to do. You know what I mean? And then
I ain't even mad at him. Do what you want to do.
Me neither. But this could be a backdoor into Why Did I Get Remarried? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think it'd be dope. But then what would be the reason that they all go to the retreat again? That would be the question. Because if Patricia and Gavin, they were Splitsville and Janet went crazy, you know what I mean, and breaking stuff, and Janet went nuts. You know what I'm saying? So why would she go to the retreat? And did
he
Gavin
asked for that money? He asked for that money. Well, we don't like when y'all start asking for money. We like half, Eddie, half. We like half when it's y'all giving it, baby. Women hate to have to give up that money on the other side.
Lord. See? I mean, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
I got masculine energy. You get on my nerves bad enough, I'm gonna pay for my piece. I'm gonna pay you to leave. Go on there, get.
All right, Miss Lady J, you know what time it is. I know what time it is. We know what time it is. Miss Lady J, it's time to find out if you've been cussing. You better not have been cussing, Jay. You did so well last week. You did a great job last week. I was so very proud of you. So how did you do over the weekend, Miss Lady J?
I ain't cuss.
What?
But let me tell you
over
why.
The weekend? Wait. That's like 5 days. This is a first. Like we gotta celebrate. I should be playing Celebration by Kool and the Gang right now because that's a whole 5 days, Jay. What?
Let me tell you.
All right, tell me.
I'm old. Man, when I tell you I was too tired, I was old, I was in pain, I got a little sick. It's just not looking good. Your girl getting old, I'm getting up here. Yeah, I'm getting old and getting up here. Man, listen, I got outside. It was a nice day.
Right.
Called myself. Gonna put some sweat equity into the little house. I'm gonna paint a little some.
Lord.
Break up leaves and trim bushes and ooh, child, the type of this is after Lord. I had like
Here we go. I know it's coming, Jay. I know it's some
telling you,
foolishness.
this is after the type of sore that I was when I woke up. I was like, oh my God. Like I wasn't no cussing. it's just you just call on the Lord.
So you didn't cuss because you old.
I didn't cuss because I was in too much pain. And you know how like when you wake up and your eyes open and they real sore and you could feel your eyelashes growing. Because you overdid it and then you a little sick on top of it because we had pneumonica weather.
Pneumonica? That's what we doing?
We had pneumonica weather.
Lord.
Yeah. It tried to get me new Monica and my harmonica. Absolutely not.
Jay, I can't stand you. Monica
I
and
just
your
was laying there
harmonica.
like, this not even
Whew, Lord.
this is not okay. And in a way, I rolled over and tried to like everything was creaking. So to be fair, I probably did cuss, but because I couldn't hear it over the creaking and popping of my knees, my back, like literally, look, I'm in the bed like, Oreo.
Lord.
Oreo. Oh my God, I was so sick. I was like, what made me think I could do anything like that? Then got the church. And Bishop wanted to hear the choir sing. Auntie Chris set me up. She gonna have me direct the choir. Ma'am.
Oh Lord.
Can't even cuss. I'm too old. And I mean, I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I'm making it.
You know what, Jay? I'm not even gonna render a verdict this on this Monday because I am extremely proud of you.
It was cussable.
You know what, Jay? If you say it was cussable,
man,
it was
listen,
cussable. But
I need a whole new bag.
But you didn't cuss. Even if you didn't cuss, and I'm very proud of you, Jay. That's 5 days, though.
It feel like I have bruised ribs. You ever had somebody break your rib? Or
I haven't had. I've had bruised ribs before I played football, but I've never broken a rib.
I feel like I got bruised ribs, but in the back, from that raking. Oh my God, the muscles.
I don't see why you went over there and did that anyway. But I'm proud of you for not cussing.
I was inspired. It was a nice, beautiful, autumn day, and the sun was shining.
It ain't autumn yet.
It is.
It ain't autumn yet. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna Google this. We ain't hit fall yet.
We have.
We have not.
Okay. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do that September 1st. But anyway, at any rate, we have. We're beyond that. September 22nd for meteorological and astrological, but that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, it was so nice outside, and I just was like, it's so wonderful. And
Jay, it's so damn hot here in Arizona. Like,
I know y'all on Planet Crematoria. Y'all don't know. Y'all just over there suffering.
Look, I legit didn't think fall started until right before Halloween.
Oh, what? How could you? See, if you would have went storm chasing, you would have known when it was. See,
I told you. Didn't we have a whole conversation about you storm chasing?
I'm so old, I don't even remember. I'm in so much pain. Guess what? I'm really just, man. I think today, as soon as I can. Guess what I'm gonna do?
What you gonna do?
I'm put that stuff on my back, and I got some oil from Tam. Tam made me some oil.
Okay.
Listen, I'm gonna take me a tramadol and not half of it. I'm gonna lay it down. But go ahead, tell me what's going on over in Shuffleboard, Leno. You playing Keno this
Shuffleboard-ish.
You playing Keno this week?
We gonna have problems. You keep talking smack about my segment. We gonna have issues. There's gonna be consequences and repercussions. I want you to know that.
I can't wait till you get home. We gonna sit on Grandma Jean porch, and we just gonna play. We gonna play chess like two old people.
You know what? Do you even know how to play chess?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm pretty good. I ain't a grandmaster or nothing like that, but I'm pretty good. I just want you to know
as
that.
old as you are, you been paying all this
Jay?
time?
Last time I checked, you're only 6 weeks younger than me, and I told the listeners a couple days ago how old I actually am. So that's all I'm saying.
Sir.
That's all I'm
saying.
Proof. I got proof.
Man, go ahead, tell us what's going on in Shuffleboard land.
Look, as we transition to the Retired Dad Chronicles, right? I talked to you guys about, last week sometime about me building the Acura, right? And I'm gonna get the Acura back running. I'm gonna put some money into it, and I'm gonna make it a little rocket ship, right? Well, the first step of said project commenced yesterday because the Acura is alive. She's alive.
It's alive. It's alive.
I went out. Early Sunday. I was feeling a little bit better. I was under the weather because my son got me sick. He got the house sick, because he's playing football with them dirty kids. So I was kind of under the weather for a couple days. And I got up Sunday and I was feeling a little bit better Sunday. So I decided, you know what, let me see what's going on with her. She's been sitting in the garage on jack stands. We got new tires for her. And, I took her off the jack stands and I got in there and the clutch went right to the floor. And I'm like, crap. All right. So it could be one of two things. Either the clutch is shot or I'm losing clutch pressure because the clutch lines need to be bled, right? So that's what it was. Put a jump on it and just started right up and purred like, yes, it's about time you showed me some attention. That's what she said to me, right?
Oh, look at her.
I had to test my work, so I took it out around the neighborhood, and then I said, you know what? Let's see if she still got a little oomph to her. It ain't a whole lot of oomph, because it is still a RSX and it's only got about 200 horses, so it got about 200 horses of oomph, but when that VTEC kick in, so I took it out on the main road, and I hit it, let the VTEC kick in, and it still sounds good. No smoking out of the exhaust, you know what I mean? Like everything sounds good. I mean, so that means the head gasket on some levels got to still be good. And Jay, I've had that car for like 11 or 12 years now, and initially I was going to build it and then I lost interest in it. And then I was going to build a SC300 because it's got the 2JZ motor in it. You know what I mean? Which is the Toyota Supermotor for those who don't know. And I was going to get an SC300 and build it. And then, I got basically what ended up happening and why I decided not to get the SC300 was because the owners that had them, like I made 2 or 3 offers, and they were all just jerking me around. You know what I mean? So it got me
jerking me around.
You know what, Jay?
Jerking me around.
You know what? But I got really frustrated, and I said, you know what? To hell with that. I'm gonna go with what I got. I was initially gonna give the Acura to my brother, but I told him, I said, hey bro, I'm gonna keep it. He was like, all right, no big deal. I'm building my 300 anyway. I say, all right, bro. And I showed him my plan on it. And
that's
then,
so cute.
Yeah, so I told him I'm gonna bring it up there when I'm done. So it's probably gonna take me I'm gonna err on the side of I'm gonna take my time. So it's probably gonna take me about 2 years to build. From start to finish. You know what I mean? If something happens where I can get some stuff a lot quicker, then I will. But I'm gonna take my time with it. I'm not gonna spare any expense. If I can't afford what I want, I'm just gonna wait till I can afford what I want. So that was the Retired Dad Chronicles, Jay.
Look at here. Boy, them silver slippers, don't go too fast.
You know what, Jay?
Doggone gonna lose them hearing aids.
I got a finger for you, and I'm gonna put it up your nose.
All right, little Retired Dad Chronicles, boy, I tell you. Yeah, you gonna be going so fast, the whippersnapper. Oh, shucky ducky.
That's all right. I'm gonna bring it up there so you can ride in it.
Man, listen.
So you ain't gonna take a ride with your boy?
Listen.
I'm your best friend. I'm your best friend in the world, Jay.
Man, listen, we go around the block. And the sad part is at one point I'd have been like, thirst McGurst. I'd have been so ready, like, yeah. And now I'm like,
well, come on down here and help me build it. You ain't gonna come help me build it?
I told you what happened.
What happened?
Fooled around, I'm doing stuff and look, and then I had went to the Home Depot too, walking around. I did. Walking around, I'm like, no, I don't know why I did this.
Yeah, but I'm finna get ready to build a monster. I just want you to know that, and I'm gonna bring it up there, and I may even be nice and turn it down for you. You know what I mean? I'll turn it down for you just a little bit.
Whatever.
I'm not. You already knew I'm not. I'm not gonna turn it down. Nope. But I'm gonna put some work into it. But she's running, man, and it runs strong. Of course, I was listening for any ailments to the engine or transmission. But I lost fifth. So fifth is gone. I can't even get into fifth with the transmission, but I knew that before I parked it. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So, but I was planning on changing the transmission anyway. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So it's running. So I got to go get a battery for it, and then I got to go register it. But it's running. It's running.
All righty, Dighty.
All right, Miss Lady J. Other than you clowning and cutting up during my retired dad segment, it's always nice talking to you. If we can't give each other a hard time, then what's the purpose of being best friends, right?
Absolutely. That's the first part of the contract.
So with all of that said, Miss Lady J, if you would please, your final thoughts.
Oh, we discussed something very heavy today.
Yeah.
I really wish that we could get past making everything be about race. And honestly, I understand it is not always about race. It's just the fact that it keeps happening.
Right.
And for me, it's more or less, people talk about defunding the police and we really need them? Of course we need the police. Like, I don't think that we don't, but I think it's more or less that what we should be focusing on is better training. Um we have so many people who have special needs that the
Right.
police are not equipped to handle, because honestly, even in a lot of domestic situations, they're ill equipped to handle those as well.
Uh-huh.
I think outside of traffic stop, domestic situations are very dangerous, but almost every situation in which citizens interact with the police are dangerous for us, volatile for us. And I'm not saying that we don't have um people who do things that they shouldn't be doing, but it shouldn't be to the point where a everyday citizen is afraid of law enforcement. And I'm not saying necessarily that they should be, quote, an ally, but I think that they should be people who are respected to do their jobs. They're there to do what they do. But we shouldn't be in a situation to where you call on them and we can just point fingers and they just respond and pounce. It shouldn't be that. And it is tiresome. Um, and to have a physical disability, a cognitive disability, and a hearing disability, what did you expect? But they're not trained for that. Now, on to this wiretap. Man, listen.
Uh-huh.
Us regular folks got to take our W's when they come. I'm just trying to tell you. And listen, Linda. Thank you, Apple. Thank you. Y'all helping folks out. Because I'm be honest, like, here's the thing. It's not like infidelity is going to stop.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's more of a personal thing. And how people like, oh, that update is gonna make people cheat even more. Now people gonna start cheating. Baby, if they was cheating, they was already cheating. It's not gonna be like, oh, well, golly gee dang, now I can do it. They got the wiretap and now I can go out here and do it.
Right.
It's not gonna be that. They were already doing it, wanted to do it, or however that goes. And I just think the other part is we get so caught up in infidelity that there's so many other implications here, but the only thing we can think about is somebody being unfaithful. Even with like the iOS 18 update, I'm a parent who I don't let my kids I got older kids now, but like if I had, how like them little crotch goblin age where they want to run around with your phone, like I wouldn't give my kid my phone necessarily, but if you can lock different apps or whatever, and even like my baby, if my baby could, she say she not nosy, but she nosy. She will be all up and through my messages until she see something that I sent baby, and she'll be like, "Bleh." Well, then nobody says
Oh
be all up in my
Lord,
messages. That's
I
what you
could I
get.
could have done without that, Jay. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, because sometimes you just,
I mean,
you
you
like.
right. You supposed to, you know what I'm saying, sitting bay a picture every once in a while. I'm just saying
I
I could
didn't
have
say
done
that it
without
was a
that.
picture. You know me. I
I got it.
see.
I got Jay.
I
Leave it.
got a
Leave it.
sick sense of humor.
leave
You've been
it.
my
Just
friend
leave
a
it.
long
Just leave it.
time.
Please just leave it alone. Please.
See, going on ahead. See, I'm gonna have to send him up this mountain again.
Lord.
But real talk, I think that's so dope. Them playing on that was so dope that he didn't send Sheila up the mountain again. He put her off the plane twice. Mm, mm, mm.
It's funny.
It is, and it's really nice and it's cute. I think it's dope, and I think this is a good little opening for Tyler Perry to come with "Why Did I Get Remarried?"
I think so.
Maybe Mike and Sheila got back together, and maybe Gavin and Patricia got back.
I don't know about that one.
I'm just saying they can have Alicia Keys come up in there singing. What's our little song we can get back like Bill and Camille? What's the little song? You know, I don't be knowing her music like that.
I don't remember.
You know the one where she be like, we could get back like Bill and Camille. You know the little song sounds so undone.
You got it, Jay. I don't know.
I'm gonna remember once we off the air. But
Probably.
Anyway, yeah, I think it'll be dope. That'll be dope. But anyway, now me and not cussing, baby, when I tell you I am so tired and I'm so sore. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Lord, whatever I did.
You supposed to set your behind down somewhere and you doing stuff you ain't supposed to be doing.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna be doing nothing else. I'm gonna stick to what I know. And I really overdid it because I did this catering situation.
Right.
And then I don't know.
That's
I felt ambitious. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up shuffleboard like you do some nice.
I got a finger for your shuffleboard too, because I'm out here getting ready to build a car. And you talking about I'm playing shuffleboard. I ain't that old yet.
Okay. If you say so. Now, this car situation, man, I think that's so dope. We've been talking about this car off and on for a minute.
Yeah, we have.
So if you build it, they will come.
You gonna fly out and ride in it with me? You should.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna come out there when it's still warm and I'm gonna enjoy the sunshine.
Well, it's warm all the time, so whenever you want to come out here, come on out.
I'm gonna sit out back and smoke some hookah. You know what I am gonna do? While you tinker on the car, I'm gonna go ahead and get on the grill. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh yeah. That's what you're gonna do.
Oh Lord,
Jay, you
it's
know,
so easy to upset you.
Jay, you know we are on iHeartRadio, right? You can't just be on the radio cussing at me like that.
Oh, really?
You cannot be on the radio cussing at me like that, Jay. We on iHeartRadio now, Jay. What are we doing? You just beside yourself today.
I'm gonna come out there and get on the grill.
Wow, Jay, you gonna do it again? Just gonna cuss at me? Just gonna cuss me out today, huh?
Do like a slab.
Ooh,
slab of ribs.
What? Man, Jay, you are so disrespectful. You know what? I'm going to find me a new
You know what I do? I'll let you could go ahead and make the burgers and the hot dogs.
Ooh, boy, I'm going to have to find me a new co-host. You are so disrespectful. Wow, Jay. I can't believe I'm going to have to fire you live on air.
Oh, well, you can go ahead and try it. I mean,
just cussing me out. You know what? I'm gonna put Deja on the show. How about that?
That'll work. You and Princess, I love it. I'll listen in every
Lord,
day.
I can't believe you just cussing at me like that, Jay. I mean, I thought we was friends. I thought you was my bestie. I thought you was my best friend, Jay. You just, wow, my feelings are really hurt, Jay. I can't believe
Did nobody tell you to have feelings? You from over east. Y'all ain't got feelings. What you talking about?
What you talking about? That's why over east is over east, because everybody in their damn feelings.
Touche.
All right, Jay.
You got it.
Well, thank you for your final thoughts. As for me, I'm going to start right there. I think it's going to be a really fun project, and I'm going to tell you the step 2 of this project tomorrow. right? Because there's a step 2, right? So that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to save it for tomorrow because I think it's going to be stupid dope. But I mean, I think it'll be fun. You know what I mean? The things that I'm not, overly qualified in doing, of course, I'm going to send to somebody to get it done properly. But things that I can tinker with, you know what I mean? Like inside the motor, I can put a motor back together. It can't be too hard. Just put the screws back where they're supposed to go and torque them down to where they're supposed to be. But yeah, I think it's going to be a fun project, and I want to incorporate Eric with it. And this is a part of part 2, so I'm not going to tell you part 2 yet. But I think it's going to be a fun project. I think it's going to take me about 2 years to do it, just, because I'm not going to sink all of my money into the car. I'm definitely not going to do that. So it'll be the extra money of the extra money. You know what I'm saying? So if I got some extra, then I may buy a part here and there, Now, as far as you not cussing, as I said, I wasn't going to pass a judgment, Jay. If you felt like it was a cussable offense and you chose not to cuss, I am proud of you. And but you need to sit down somewhere. You ain't a spring chicken no more. You talk all this smack.
Never lied.
You talk all this smack about me, and shuffleboard land and so on and so forth, right? But you ain't that much younger than me. I'm just keeping it real. You need to sit down somewhere sometimes.
Listen, I know what shuffleboard land because I know what shuffleboard is.
Exactly. So I'm gonna need you to sit down and chill a little bit, Jay. Get somebody else to do some of this stuff. But I understand why. That's why I'm not gonna give you too much hell about it, because I understand why, and I'll just leave it at that. Now, when it comes to the situation out here in Arizona, I'm sick of it. It's just like we can't even trust the people who are supposed to, on some level, provide some form of protection. I want to say somebody's Supreme Court, and I don't think it was the U.S. Supreme Court, but somebody's Supreme Court said a cop's job ain't to protect and serve. So, with that being said, I'm not sure if it was the U.S. Supreme Court, it was the U.S. Supreme Court that said that. Mm-hmm. That makes it even worse. So now that we know this, these law enforcement officers are not your friend, period. If there's a situation that you're in, shut up. This is not legal advice, by the way. This is not legal advice. Make sure you talk to a lawyer with anything that YM is saying. Make sure you talk to a lawyer. This is not legal advice. This is YM advice. When you interact with law enforcement, shut up. Do what they're asking you to do, as long as it's lawful, and shut up. Because the more that you say, the more trouble you're going to end up in. And that's the way I've seen it in my dealings in law enforcement. The more that you say, the more trouble you're in. And that's what we see when it comes to dealing with, law enforcement day to day. Shut up. That's it. Now, when it comes to the Federal Wiretap Act, man, look, the rich ones got it right again, and it's going to benefit all of us. You know what I mean? Because that with the act like that, and it's federal, right? It says penalties. Violators of the ECPA can face up to 5 years in prison and fines up to $250,000. Victims can also bring civil suits to recover damages, attorney fees, and punitive damages. Man, look, you better stay out their phones, because some petty dude, he gonna be extra petty, especially if he's cheating. He gonna be extra petty. You know what I'm saying? Just hey, if you feel like he's cheating and you got whatever evidence you got, just walk away. That's kind of what it is right there. Just walk away. Just call it quits and let it be what it is. Now, when it comes to the cast of Why Did I Get Married, I think it's dope, man. I think it's funny. It kind of gives us like an insight into like some of these relationships that they may have had outside the movie, and I think it's dope, man. And then for Jill Scott to jump right on board, you know what I mean? I love me some Jill Scott.
I know that's your little boo. Look at you lit up like Christmas.
I love me some Jill Scott, but I think it's dope, man. I think it's funny. And I hope the rest of the cast jumps on board. I hope the rest of the cast has fun with it. You know what I mean? And if it turns into a Why Did I Get Married 3 or Why Did I Get Remarried as Lady J so eloquently put. I think it'll be dope. I'll go see it. So, with all of that said, Miss Lady J, that's what I got. You got anything else for the people before I get out of here?
No, I'm on my way out there. I'll be out there in about a week and a half or so. I
Okay.
already looked up a couple places for us to go play some bingo.
Okay. Come on out. You know we're here.
Bingo.
Bingo. Let's go. All right, Miss Lady J, I'm out.
Bye.
This is the Rally Point with me and Miss Lady J. If you're trying to get a hold of the show, you can reach us at info.therallypointradioshow@gmail.com. That again is info.therallypointradioshow@gmail.com. If you're not done listening to us talk, you can also swing over to youtube.com. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe to the Sophisticated Spark podcast. That again is the Sophisticated Spark podcast. You can find Sophisticated Spark on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasting from. You can even Google Sophisticated Spark podcast and you'll find us. If you're trying to follow me, I am DJ_YM4 on both Instagram and TikTok. That again is DJ_YM4. If you're trying to follow Miss Lady J, you can find her on Instagram and Facebook at Lady J Speaks. That again is at Lady J Speaks. Thanks for listening to the Rally Point Radio Show. See you next time.